Hi, my name is Carrie. Thanks for joining us today. I am a teen librarian at the North Suburban Library District, and one of our summer reading crafts this year is how to make your own dragon egg. All right, so let's get started. So the supplies you will need are a styrofoam egg like this one, approximately 200 thumbtacks. It took me about 197 to cover this egg. You'll need some Sharpies or something else to color the thumbtacks, and a cardboard box. Since I've already put my egg together and took it apart for this video, I have all of my thumbtacks colored the way I want. But if you want to do some kind of pattern, I recommend only coloring in a handful at a time so you don't have too many of one color. I also recommend pressing the thumbtacks into a box. A cereal box would work too, because it's way easier to color them this way. So you can use Sharpies, which is what I used. You can also use paint or paint pens. Nail polish works also. I noticed that when I was using Sharpies that the color started to come off. I kind of like the way it looks, so I'm gonna keep it that way, but if you wanna prevent that, you can coat your thumbtacks in a coat of clear nail polish. So I kind of knew that I wanted to do an ombre sort of pattern, so I made marks here of like where about I was gonna be switching colors. So you can write on the egg, because it's gonna be covered up anyways, and I also did a dot down here, which is where we're going to start. So you're gonna start at the bottom of the egg. So you can do that too, if you'd like. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be starting at the bottom of the egg. So I wanted brown at the bottom of my egg. So we're going to start with the push pin here at the bottom. So what you're going to do is, and you have to make sure that when you do another layer, that these push pins will be overlapping the bottom layer. So here's our starter push pin right here. So I'm gonna put one here so it overlaps my first one. We're just gonna go around the first one. We're just gonna do a circle here. Make sure you push them firmly in. We don't want them to be sticking out too much. All right, just like that. It's like a little flower kind of. Once you have that, you're gonna go in between the ones that you just put in. So we're gonna do one here, which is in between these two that we just did. Now we're gonna go in between these next two. Just like that. There's gonna be a gap. There's gonna be a gap here, and that's okay. All right, we're gonna go to the next two right here. Just like that. And we're gonna go to the next two, which is right here. And we're gonna go to the next two, which is right there. And then the last one is right there. So see how they're all overlapping each other, just like that? Okay, so now we're going to go in between. We're gonna fill in these gaps that we just created right here. So make sure that your thumbtacks are overlapping. I mean, you don't want them to overlap too much, because we need to use these thumbtacks sparingly. But they need to overlap enough to keep all of the thumbtacks in place. If you need to pull one out and replace it, you can do that. I mean, I've done that when I was first putting this together. I did that a couple times. Sometimes you put them a little too close, sometimes you put them a little too farther apart. You don't want any of the white styrofoam egg showing between the thumbtacks. So if you see white, then just put another thumbtack in, or just change the location of the thumbtack. Right, we're almost done with this row. Another one here. All right, was that it? Looks like they're pretty much covered, I think. I think we got all the gaps. All right, so for the next row, you're just going to start doing a circle around, and you're just gonna keep doing that all the way up the egg, okay? If it starts to get a little off kilter, kind of like how mine is, yeah, it's not, looks like I could add a couple here, a couple down here. That's okay, just fill in the gaps. So I'm just gonna add one here. I'm gonna add one here. And just try to get it to even out a little bit. You know, they don't have to be perfect. All right, we're gonna add one here. And we're gonna start working in the purple just a little bit here. Oh, you've got a little bit of a white gap there. I'm gonna move that over just a little bit. There. Get the purple in there just a little bit. I'll add one right there. Okay, yep, so just keep working around in a circle. Yep, so see, it's a little bit more even now. Here's a little bit of white. All right, just adjust that a little bit. A little bit of white there. All right, so just keep working in a circle. Just make sure that they're overlapping. We want them to basically interlock, because once we get to the top, the final one that goes in the top will basically hold all of the push pins together. So just keep working, and when we get to the top, I'll show you how to end it. All right, so we're getting really close to the top here. So I'm gonna show you guys how to finish it. All right, we're gonna put one right here. Make sure it covers, make sure it overlaps these. And then we're gonna put a final one right here, so it sits right there up at the top. Now, if you want to put a little glue on the end of this final one and put it in there so it stays shut, go for it. That probably would be a good idea, just to make sure it's sealed and stays in place there. But there you have it. I mean, that's how you make a dragon egg. Looks pretty cool, huh? And you can always take like a piece of paper and make a little stand for it if you want, and like so it sits. That would be a good idea to kind of display it. But there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.